Don't get in over your head. You should train like an athlete when you go to the gym. Sometimes you need to say no even if you can say yes. Let's go. Today? Do some filming, writing.
Ribs and as part of the course.
Those are the 3 tips I'm going to go over today on the Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for stopping by again. My name's Andres. On this podcast, on this vlog, we teach dads how to take care of their fitness, their finance, and their families. Like I said, on this podcast, I try and share all the information that I've gathered in starting businesses, in being a father of 4 children, in losing a bunch of weight a few years back. Found that it was easier. It wasn't easy for me to find it initially, so I thought I'd make it easier for other people to have a place to go to find all this information. So that's what this channel is about, is helping people change their lives for the better with the information that I've already gone through the hassle of finding. The internet's a great place, but it has lots of information on it, and it's up to you to decipher all the information and decide what is true and what is not true. So I have 3 tips for you guys in this video. Every week I try to think of 3 tips that I can send out to you guys so you can quickly implement something in your life that will change your fitness, your finances, and your fatherhood. This week, tip number 1. So recently, we've all heard in the news about all of the stock market happenings that have been going on because of, I won't name the app, but there's an app on your phone where you can easily buy and sell stocks. You know, everyone's at home. Everyone got a little bit of money because of the stimulus, so everyone has a little extra to invest. And because people are at home and these apps make the barrier to entry very low, you know, a lot of people have been investing more in the stock market. Some people say that has contributed greatly to the increase in the stock market's value. I would say my best piece of information, advice for anyone who is trying to do something like that, so, you know, people spend years and years becoming a stock professional, financial advisor, stock trader, hedge fund manager. They go to school to study how to study the markets, how to make algorithms to decide what's going to happen, predict what's going to happen in the market. So they have a lot of experience and information and resources at their disposal to do all this stuff. So you, as a layperson, can learn all this stuff also. The difference is when you go get your experience, you get your experience with your own money. They get their experience with going to school, getting a portfolio. Sometimes it isn't real. They want to see how they're going to do, or then they give them a small amount of money that does not belong to them. It belongs to the people that give their money to the company that they work for. So their experience is achieved with other people's money. Now, if you can do things with other people's money, that's the best money to use because it doesn't come out of your pocket. But if you're using your own money, you want to be careful what you do with it and how you learn things from it. The issue arises, and the issue that most of the issues that have come up with these types of stock trading apps or being able to buy and sell stock on the internet in general is when you start getting in over your head. So my number 1 tip is do not get in over your head. Know what you don't know. Understand what your limits are when you're what you're doing. When you start messing with things like options, margin, you know, which is you're basically borrowing money from the brokerage that you're doing business with to then go out and buy stocks with. The problem comes when the bill comes due. Usually when you use margin, borrow money from the brokerage, is you're trying to make money off of the increase in the price of the stock. So if they say, we'll let you borrow or you want money, right? We'll give you $10. And then you then have to pay them back $10 at the end of the day. But what you want to have happen is you want to then go out and buy $10 worth of some stock. You want the stock then to go up to $11. You then sell the stock at $11, and then you return the $10 to the brokerage and you keep the $1. If that happens, that's great. Problem is when it goes the other way. You are given $10, you buy a $10 stock, it goes down to $5, you can only sell it at $5, and that other $5 that has to come out of somewhere, which is your pocket. So you want to make sure that you understand what all these terminologies are and I'm going to make a video probably tomorrow on basic stock terminology as part of my financial series. You want to make sure you understand all this going in, do all your research up front, educate yourself as much as you can so that you don't get in over your head. Doing stuff that has taken people years and years to gain experience in, and you go in as a noob, as fresh, and try and do some small amount of research online, that can get you into trouble. This is the one case where I would say to most people where you do not jump in with both feet. Most of the time that's my go-to way of doing things, is just jumping in with both feet and learning as you go. But doing something that requires sweat equity, or something that you can work off and come out of a hole if you get yourself in one, that doesn't require money, because you can't just make money out of nowhere. It comes out of your pocket. And that's something that you want to take very seriously, and you want to make sure you're up front, you take care of as much learning as you can, so you don't have to learn on the job, where that's pretty expensive. So what you want to do when you start something like this is you want to start very small. So on my phone, I downloaded an app, which was not the one that was causing people issues or getting people in trouble. They're getting themselves in trouble, but allowing people to get in trouble. I do my own 401k investments. I transferred into a different category of my 401k where it gives me access to more stocks and bonds, and it's more at my disposal, the risk I want to take. So I do that already. You do a little research, you see what expense ratio is, and you see what they've done over a certain amount of time, and then you buy. But that's really for like a buy and hold over a long period of time. If you're going to do some sort of short-term investing, swing, day trading, you want to start off small. I put $100 in this account. We'll see how it goes with that $100. I'll put it in, leave it in there for a while. Then I'll slowly increase once I do more research on that type of trading, which is different than investing in the stock market. What you don't want to do is you trying to get ahead and do something good for your family. You don't want to get yourself into a bunch of trouble doing so, because then you're in a worse place than when you started. The even better scenario is if you were to go in and start doing stuff like this, you want to do it on paper. They call it paper trading. So you can access past stock information online. And what you do is you can then pretend that it's the day of that trading, and you can apply whatever protocol or algorithm you want to use to trade based on the past history, because the rules are the same. And if over time, and you can also do it going forward day by day, but if you want to do it a lot quicker, you can say, oh, well, give me a year's worth of data, and I'll apply what I'm doing to that year's worth of data. That you can do it multiple days in one day per the data you can download. Or if you just want to go day by day, what happens in the stock market, you're going to pretend to do this trading. That is knowledge that you can gain that doesn't cost you anything. And there are a couple of apps online that belong to trading firms that they allow you to practice this kind of stuff on. So don't get in over your head. Working with money requires a lot of education and sweat equity, and you don't want to learn on the job if it's going to cost you money. You want to do as much learning up front as you can before you start messing with your own money. So start small, paper trade, learn as much as you can. So that's tip number one. Don't get in over your head. Number two, I played soccer forever when I was younger, and I would show up to the soccer field not fully dressed. When you're a kid, you show up in your uniform and your shoes on and shin guards are ready to go, because you're going to go there, and it's okay if you walk around in the streets with your uniform on and with your soccer shoes. As you get older, you got to do stuff before, especially if you play like in a men's league. You got to do stuff before the game sometimes, like live life, and stuff after the game. So you really don't have the luxury, I would say, of just showing up fully clothed. Plus, it's some kind of in my opinion, a psychological thing where you go and you're getting dressed for what you're going to do. So I would show up to the soccer field with my stuff in my bag. Get your uniform at the field, you put your shoes on, all that stuff, and you get ready. You're going to do this task, and you're getting ready there to do it. I go to the gym, and I do the same thing. I don't play soccer anymore. I go to the gym with my stuff in my bag. I put on the shoes that I go to the gym with are different than the shoes I use in the gym. So, I take it as like I'm going to play a game very seriously. And so I put all my equipment on before I do what I want to do. You want to do that for two things. One, you want to concentrate on what you're doing and put as much effort as you can in what you're doing, so you have to treat it very seriously. The other reason you want to treat it seriously is because you can get hurt at the gym. It's very dangerous, if you're not paying attention, if you don't know what you're doing. So getting in the right mindset, which is basically all this is, you get to the gym, you get in the right mindset, and then you can go about your workout. You don't want to treat it like a game for those two reasons. You won't put a lot of effort out if you don't take it seriously and you think it's a game, and you won't be paying attention when something happens that can get you in a lot of trouble physically. So tip number 2 is, when you go to the gym, you want to go and get in the right mindset. And the way that I do that is I treat it like I'm an athlete, and I get prepared to do my athletic event there at the gym before I start. Number 3, it's important that you sometimes say no to people, your children, even if you can say yes. You don't want them to get into the habit of always expecting you to say yes to things because you always say yes. Because then when something that you have to say no to comes up, it's a big deal. Plus, if people come and ask you for favors all the time and you're always available to do those favors, then they start taking you for granted and expect you to be at their beck and call all the time. So I got into this habit because of work. I would always go in on the weekends and always be available, and yeah, I can go, and that's great, but you want to 20% of the time be able to say no, and of that 20% of the time, just to make sure they understand that there is going to be a 20%, you want to say no every once in a while, even if you can say yes, right? So can you come in on the weekend? No, I can't. I have something to do. You just want to not always be the guy that says yes. Because then, if you're always the guy that says yes, then when you say no, then they think that something's wrong, you're a different person, you're not giving as much effort as you used to. But sometimes you shouldn't have to put out that much effort. It's usually your fault for setting your bar. Not to say you shouldn't set your bar high, but you want to know personally where you are comfortable setting whatever bar you want to set. So you want to say no, even if you can say yes every once in a while. So that's it. Those are my 3 tips for this week. Visit our sponsor, freshcoffee805.com. Without them, we couldn't make these videos. Freshcoffee805.com, roasting and delivering freshly roasted, organic fair trade coffee to your door. If you're here in Ventura County, you'll get it within days of roasting. If you have real estate questions, give me a call. Send me an email, andres@strongfamilymoney.com. I'm a real estate agent here in Ventura County. Give me a call, send me an email. My phone number is on my social media. So if you have any questions about real estate, we can talk real estate. I'll answer them. Please like and subscribe, share this video, share this channel with your friends. I want to get this information out to as many people as I can. I'm Andres from strongfamilymoney.com and the Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.